You don't need money to make money, and low content publishing on Amazon KDP is the simplest and fastest way to start generating passive income in 4 steps. In just 1 year on Amazon KDP, I passively generated nearly $15,000, and mostly without advertising, because I've only ever played around with paid ads 2 months out of the 12 that I am about to walk you through, and I didn't advertise at all my best month to date. Before we get started, I just want to remind you not to compare your day 1 to someone else's day 300, and don't compare your day 300 to someone else's day 300 either. This has been a process with plenty of trial and error and efforts invested up front, and without all this process, you miss out on the events. Also, everybody's journey will look a little bit different, so please give yourself grace. We all have different strengths and knowledge going into this, and different amounts of time and money and energy we are willing and able to invest. Without further ado, here are my learnings and earnings from a year of low content publishing on Amazon KDP. To be clear, I started uploading my first low content books to Amazon KDP in April 2021, and I did not make my first sale until June 2021. So that's where I'm counting from. It's where I've always counted from. A year of making money on Amazon KDP from June 2021 to June 2022. We kick off my money-making journey here in June 2021. I made $12.10, and I started making sales with some prompted notebooks, meal planners, no content notebooks, and looking back, I'd say I didn't spend enough time doing the keyword research. I didn't use any tools up front, but I did do a lot of guesswork, and I probably spent too much time on the design without actually taking the time to validate product demand and find the keywords that shoppers are actually looking for on Amazon. The good news is some of the books that I created very on in my journey are still some of my best sellers today, and they ship out year round. Those first few dollars that I made were so exciting because I could really see what was possible here, and I didn't have to push people to purchase my low content books with ads. They truly did sell themselves, and I really started to take note of what was working, and I started to adapt my strategy accordingly. So that was the tail end of quarter 2, and now moving into July, I started off quarter 3 with $44.61, and 12 of those came from my best-selling book of all time, which has now gone on to make over $10,000 in less than a year. And what really made all the difference here was starting to use keyword research tools. I've linked my favorite ones in this video. They are all free, and I still use the free versions of them today. And I also invested in a Canva Pro subscription so that I could create even more great designs. And if you'd like to give that a go and you haven't already, you can find a free 30-day Canva Pro trial linked in the description. I honestly cannot recommend it enough. August was very exciting because I cracked the $100 threshold thanks to no content composition notebooks and a core group of 5 to 6 low content books that were really selling well. And in my research, I came across a great niche, and I started creating products that could complement one another and that could be easily purchased alongside one another. And at this point, I was close to seeing sales every single day. In September, I made more than double what I did the last month with $289 earned. And again, I was seeing no and low content book sales almost every single day. And this was the last month that I had a day where I went without any units being shipped out, except of course, Christmas Day in December 2021, and that's because the Amazon warehouses are closed on that day. So this was really the last time that I did not see a sale come in, and every single day since then, I've had consistent sales. Of October 2021 kicked off the start of a very lucrative quarter 4. I made $494 in October, and half of those sales came from my #1 book. This is where it really started to take off. And at this point, I was still not advertising, and I really refined my whole strategy here. And like I said, I had low and no content books ship out every single day, and this has been the norm every single day since then. In November 2021, I did play around with advertising, and again, I more than doubled last month's passive income, bringing in $1,027.96. So this was really encouraging, and of course, it's natural for sales to really pick up during this quarter four period. People are spending a lot of money around Black Friday and getting all of their shopping done in preparation for Christmas, so this was huge, and it felt really, really good to hit that $1,000 milestone, and it really only got better from there. In December, this was the only other time that I have played around with advertising, and it yielded great results. I made $3,338.70, and over 2,700 of those came from my best-selling book, which I did advertise. And after this point, I did stop advertising, and we will come back to why in a minute. Now we start a fresh new year and a fresh new quarter one. In January, I expected to see a dip in sales after quarter two and the whole shopping season, so I was really actually quite surprised to have had my best month ever. And I generated $4,612.64, all of which was generated without advertising. And of course, I did have the benefit of advertising the previous month and getting those reviews and more visibility on Amazon. And with this month, I brought in over $3,900 from that one best-selling book alone. At some point, I knew that my income would realistically have to decrease. It couldn't just keep going up and up and up and up and up. And it finally did in February, but I still generated over $1,600 that month. Fortunately, this was a very exciting milestone month for me. It was huge. I had my first $10,000 cash month, and I'm counting in terms of cash received in my bank account, and that's because I received the KDP payment for December. And I broke down my multiple income streams in a dedicated video, and my earnings from Amazon KDP were absolutely essential for making it possible. And unfortunately, I really regret advertising my best-selling book because I exposed a really good niche, and this just led to a lot of people copying my exact title and my exact keywords. And now a book that used to sell every single day without fail only sells occasionally. And that's just the nature of things. And even though I was really disheartened that other people were taking a free ride on the back of the product that I was created, and it was the first of its kind in its niche, and they were zero other books like it when it was published, I trust in myself and my abilities enough to replicate that success again. In March, I made $1,091.40, and these sales made every day organically without advertising were really sustaining themselves because I was busy creating the bones of my very first course, Passive Income Accelerator, because I've had so many of you ask how I do what I do. And in the program, I show you the methods that get me these exact results. And after months and months of perfecting my proven organic sales system, I was really confident that I had something to share. And at the same time, people started asking me if they could learn from me. So I actually did take on my first one-on-one clients. And I truly believe that your low-content books sell themselves when you optimize your niches, keywords, and designs to do all the selling for you with or without ads. Now we cycle back to quarter two, and in April I made $833.97, and this officially marked a year of being on KDP. Yes, it was a little disheartening to see this number drop below $1,000, but I was still grateful for these income generating assets that I'd created. Especially, like I said, I wasn't really uploading much at this time, and I was busy with clients and course creation. In May, I generated $697.77, and in June, I didn't publish a single book on Amazon KDP, and I really devoted the entire month of June to bringing Passive Income Accelerator to life. I was creating and editing and putting the final touches on the course video content every single day, and I was so grateful that in the background, my low-content books generated over $580 in passive income for me. Honestly, I burnt myself out a little at this point, creating so much content, and I haven't been making much for YouTube lately, and I appreciate you being so patient with me. And at this point, I really started to see things come full circle. So some of the books that I created last year started to sell again, and they were seasonal books that really started to pick up once again. In total, I generated over 14,800 Canadian, or about 11,400 US dollars. So here's a look at my lifetime earnings. Keep in mind this number looks a little bit different than the one I just showed you because I'm looking at the total lifetime earnings from the very beginning of my journey to August 2022. And I'm only looking at the top books at this time. And I can't seem to filter the date to date. Even if I choose a custom date range, it seems to keep it within like a 3-month window. So I'm showing you the best that I can right now. As you can see, this teal colored book has been my absolute bestseller of all time. And interestingly enough, as of July 2022, a book that I created way back in August 2021 is now becoming my bestseller, and it's really taking off. I don't really know why. It's selling almost every single day now, if not every single day. So that one is doing really well. That like army colored green is just has taken off for absolutely no reason, and I will share a tutorial on how I created it very soon. It's pretty similar to the composition notebook tutorial that I shared before, with a couple minor changes. If you are curious about a specific month and how many books I had published at each time, you can check out my income report playlist. I've been sharing my earnings and learnings every step of the way, and I created these videos with the intention of motivating you and proving what's possible because I really enjoyed these kinds of videos myself when I was just starting out on my Amazon KDP journey. I taught myself everything I know about Amazon KDP from YouTube, and I have really perfected my own strategy, and now my focus is on scaling these results. If you are at all curious about the organic sales method I teach so that you can create low content books that sell themselves with or without paid ads, check out the first link in the description for Passive Income Accelerator. If you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more tips and tutorials about generating passive income online. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.